Going to put a laminate floor down in this room, and we've tried different scenarios. We want to get by this door here and connect one floor to the other. This is because of this heater, this red. We've done different scenarios, and what we've come up with is we're just simply going to start with the laminate board, and we're going to keep it coming to the doorway. And we measured, you saw the cut earlier, we measured up the difference from one floor to the other through the doorway, and we're just going to slide that in. And for the most part, we'll keep going and work our way around this rad.
Little tap there and it'll be good, I think. Snap.
Once we finish, we'll put a little transition piece in the door, make up for that difference. So we'll come out 3 5/8, which is the measurement on the tape. This one's 4 5/8. That'll tell you what we're dealing with for a wall, and we'll cut that out. 3 5/8 in on one side. No, that's not good. 3 5/8 in. Other side of the heater, 4 5/8.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Our fitted piece around this rad fit quite nicely actually. See, it's in there and everything is tight. Speaking of that, this kit is a must if you're going to put this type of floor down. You buy the kit and you get these little spacers for the walls. And this is a tapping block, and the bar. This is the bar that comes with it. And this certainly makes a lot of prying and banging much easier, and saves the edges of your laminate boards as well. It doesn't ruin them. Progress is being made. We're just making our cuts. The end of the doorway, the end of the room, start of the doorway. And we're taking our pieces and just starting down at this end. Once we get by this beam or pole, should be pretty clear sailing. Although the room's not very square. 3/8.
That's less.
Yeah, it brings it further from the wall.
Oh,
More space.
okay.
6 3/8. We'll measure 6 3/8. Cut that little piece out. This is going to come out. We'll go with a full piece. We'll have to cut this one, and then we'll start on the other side and go with a full piece to the wall. You don't want to have pieces too short starting off here. So what we're going to do, we just took a quick measurement, and we're going to cut one about 14, maybe 16 inches, which will bring us to somewhere around where my foot is there. Then we'll go with a full piece, and the idea is to get another full piece so we can make another little U cut here and hope that we can piece all of this together, get around this pole. When I say U, I mean like this we'll notch it out and excuse me, hope that it connects together. Anyway, we'll see. And once we get by this pole, it'll clear sailing. So a couple things to keep in mind here. We wanted to have enough of the laminate board here so that we can not have something too short on either end. And then of course we're going to have our next board going here, and we didn't want the seam too close to this one, so we just kind of laid these all out, and we like where it's going to end up. And we just took a quick measurement here, and it's going to be 25 inches, so we'll go 25 here and we'll continue going. So mark on the board where we're going to start our, marked where we're going to begin our
6 and
so
cut.
we take it back to here.
Transferring our cut to the back of the board like we've been doing so we don't chip the front. And our measurement was 6.5, so we're going to measure that back and square it off 6.5 inches. 6.5. Where's the other mark? Right there, yeah. 6.5, and we'll cut this out. One thing to be careful of is when you're laying your plank, you don't want your seams to be too close together. So you wouldn't want them, this is okay, but you certainly wouldn't want them one board lining up directly, the seams directly being across from each other. So that's something to keep in eye. It might take a little bit of planning when you start at one end, what you're picking up at the other end, or what's left over. So every once in a while you might have to look at your seams and cut a fresh board, just to get away from the seams from the previous run.
2 5/8.
You can see that this gap that's left is not the same as I walk the length of the floor. We knew we were going to be into this when we started, because when we measured, we knew the walls weren't square. You know, had they been square, we could have probably would have attacked this a little differently, but we knew we were going to have to rip this last piece and put it in carefully, and then your molding on top of that, and everything should be fine. We saved the existing molding, so that'll just be a matter of putting this back down. And you can see that will look something like that. We'll just reattach all the pieces and we should be good. Just give you an idea what it's going to look like when it's finished. This measurement from the wall was 2 1/8, so we're going to measure in 2 1/8.
We made it 2 1/4.
2 1/4, because we got the lip. This one here's 1 1/8, so we'll come in 1 1/8, and then draw a straight line between the two of them and squeeze her in. Finished product. Trim there, hide any blemishes, and look pretty good. Supervisor likes the job. Hey, supervisor, right there.